video series on youtube.com/electronicsafrica, you built the electronics and the body of the robot. Now we're going to fit the arm to pick up the token in the AfrikaBOT competition maze. You will need the robot arm parts kit, which consists of a standard position type hobby servo, a bracket, the arm, fingers, and some nuts and bolts. It is a good idea to watch these videos more than once before you tackle each job. The first thing is to remove the wheel. It's a good idea to leave the small black screw in the shaft of the servo so that it does not roll off your work table and get lost. Now you have to release the nuts on the two big screws that hold the chassis together. Notice how when we hold the plastic bracket in place, the screws are not long enough. You also have to release the vertical screws holding at least one of the white plastic blocks in order to be able to get the longest screws in, because the battery compartment is in the way. The screws that come out are 20 mm long. They will be replaced with 25 mm long screws. We insert the longest screws to hold the side of the chassis and the servo bracket together, but only make the nuts finger tight for the moment. We will tighten up these nuts once the servos are in place to ensure that the holes all line up. Please note that your robot might have slightly different screws and hardware. That is because the robot is being improved all the time, and if yours is different to what you see in this video, that will be because what you have is better. It is a good idea to watch these videos more than once before you tackle this job. Once the servos are in place, do not forget to use washers under the heads of all 4 screws, otherwise the black plastic flanges on the servos will distort and break. Access to this part of the robot becomes tricky once the arm servo is in place. Now that the bracket and the chassis side piece and wheel servo are screwed together, it would be a good time to tighten up the big nuts on the side of the bracket. It is time to insert the position type servo, but it is important to note that the arm servo needs to be inserted into the bracket from behind and not in front. What this means is that the black flanges on either side of the standard position type servo will be located behind the white plastic bracket. Use washers on both sides to prevent the M3 screws from pulling into the plastic and damaging the parts, and use a spring lock washer behind each nut to prevent everything from vibrating loose on the day of the competition. Now locate the servo horn. In this video you will see it has 2 points, but there are other types with 4 and 6 points, and even round types. You will need a small battery powered drilling machine with an M3 drill in order to enlarge the holes in the servo horn, and be careful to keep your fingers clear of the drill and don't injure yourself. You are responsible for your own safety at all times. By using a screw where the head mounts flush with the arm, it will not foul up against the body of the servo. The nuts are on the outside face or facing outwards. The robot arm needs to be set that the range of travel starts level at the back of the robot and is slightly down at the front of the robot, just like you can see in the video. You may have to use the arm to rotate the shaft of the servo into the correct position. Be careful and do not wind the servo hard that the gears scream. You can now fit the hand or fingers to the arm using a 20 mm cheese head screw, some flat washers, a spring lock washer and a nut. Now it's time to put the wheels back on your robot and test the robot arm. Don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. You definitely want to take a look at www.robotscience.co.za/datasheets, where you can download full instructions on how to operate the robot and the robot arm.